switch. I'll try it out just in case. Because if I get the crowded a little later on and switch on and nothing happens, and then, you know, it's a disaster. And a man came to me and he said, listen, you're an organist, aren't you? There's a vacancy at the LIDO Cliftonville. So I went along, I had to do an audition. And got the job, started of the summer of 1956. Well, I didn't know it at the time. I thought I was going to be there 1 year. But it spread to 28 in the end. 28 marvellous years, really. I don't know why I do this. Really do. Do you want me to switch the air on, Ma? Where's she? That's it. I'll open the front door now. Then about 5 years ago, I was offered this place, the OVAL Bandstand here at Cliftonville, by Thanet District Council. And I've been here ever since. I reckon I must be the last surviving seaside organist in the country. My wife, Mari, she takes the deck chair tickets, and her mother is up there at the tea bar serving ice creams, teas and coffees, etc. It's a lot more work, more than just playing the organ. But all three of us, we enjoy it, and that's why we keep going. Now, these are the favourite ones. These are the ones they really love, these. And, you know, I got 2 of these at the beginning of the season. I couldn't get any more. Came from Italy. And, great favourites, these. That's it. Have you got the other one, Rab? Well, this one, I bought this one over 25 years ago. It's been all over the place, this thing. Telly. I used to do a little tour with Ronnie Hilton with this organ. Setting it all up like this. And it's been here mostly, you know, in all the time I've been in Cliftonville, and I take it with me on my winter do's, you know. She's very good. I meant it myself. It's very old Hammond, but very reliable. This job is about really keeping people happy. They come back each year, most times asking for the same piece of music. They sit in the same deck chair, practically, lie back in the sunshine, and ask me to play a certain tune for them that brings back their special memory. I suppose I'm a bit of a memory man for them. I think I better start soon, don't I? We got any more people in? Got a few more.
No.
It doesn't rain like hell in a minute. Any
We've
case.
all gone. Doesn't matter. Look,
okay, then. You're right up here.
You've
got all your drinks and everything else that you want.
Get on the organ.
Please,
no, you might get a few in.
Might lost one or 2 people in. Are you ready then? Got your tickets ready? A big one?
You haven't got Mari's bottle.
No, I haven't got Mari's bottle. No. Right, here we go then. I'll see you in a minute then. Mari's always optimistic. Always optimistic. Particularly when it comes to a licensed bar.
Don't encourage her, for God's sake. Don't encourage it.
Well, Mari likes a little bit of medicine every morning.
My wing harness.
It's a, you know... A
Fortitude, it fortifies.
It's
Fortifies the over
Going
40s.
round for the tickets.
Fortifies the over 40s, didn't they say?
Hi there, folks, and welcome to the Oval Bandstand, Cliftonville. Are you sitting comfortably then? Lovely sunny day.
We've got a little bit of dancing coming up, and we've got a beautiful ballroom floor in front of us here. You know, people come from all over the country to dance on this one. It's a new manufacturer called Sprung Concrete. I know you'll enjoy it.
Here we go then, boys and girls. Come on, birdies dance. Want some more birds? More birds. Here we go. More birds. Birdies dance. Now, you'll enjoy this one. It's very good to keep the circulation going. That's if you've got any. Here we go. Are you ready, girls and boys? Here we go. Any more? Any more? Here we go. It all started at school, really, because I was taking organ and piano lessons, and in those days, this would be just before 1939, and I was playing in churches around about Hampshire, Winchester, actually. But I really wanted to get into the Odeon Winchester because there was a guy there at the time playing called Basil Cuthbert, and I thought he was pretty good. I thought that was the life for me. And I went to one of these what they call minor public schools in Winchester, and I remember being called to the headmaster's study, and he said to me, "Well, Savage, what are you going to do in life?" You know? And of course, most of the chaps went to Oxford or the Civil Service or something, and I knew what I wanted to be. I said, "I want to be a cinema organist." And the silence that followed was like thunder. He said, "Get out and come back when you're more sensible." The thing was, within a month of leaving school, I got a job playing for the children's club in the Odeon Winchester. And then the war came and I joined the RAF as a radio operator and played in station bands all over the place. Back in Civvy Street, I went straight back to Odeon Theatres as a cinema organist. But I wanted something fresh, and the electric organ came in, and I did my first summer season in the Isle of Man. I mean, in the old days, when I was cinema organist, you know, you got a fee. I knew how much I got. I can tell you this, that when I started at the Odeon Winchester as a boy, 17, just goes to show how things have changed, because it was, I got £2 a week, less stamps. That was for 2 interludes a day, one at 5:15, one at 8:15. See, when you're doing seasonal work, you're fighting it all the time. You're always out of work in the winter, and sometimes I used to travel all over the place in the winter. I used to play for Mecca and things like that. But you never really earned enough money only to send a bit home and all that. You know, you weren't going to be a millionaire. And there were many times in the early beginning when I felt like Jack and the Holding, yeah? Many, many times.
But you never lost your feeling for music?
No, I always played, because basically music was my life. I always had a piano, and you know, I'm always thinking of music. Music wakes me up, and it's a bit of a menace sometimes, because sometimes you know, music's sort of dominated my life. As a matter of fact, sometimes I love music, but sometimes I've thought it was a curse.
Why?
Because it seemed to be landing me in difficult spots where I never had really a lot of money. You know, I was always, I had a cheap little car at the time. And in those early days we're talking about, they were pretty tough. Over the 35 years I've been here, I've seen a tremendous change in Cliftonville alone. People have got used to going away to cheap holidays in Spain, where the sunshine's guaranteed, and new hotels. A lot of factors have changed it. In the old days, there were thousands and thousands of people. Mum, dad, kids, aunts. There was something for everybody. Sand, that's still here. There was a time when I was at the LIDO, we'd have up to 2,000 people in the audience, singing and dancing, enjoying themselves, but it's not the same today. They used to call me Mr. LIDO, because this was the hub of the entertainment world in Cliftonville. I haven't played here for 5 years, and I can tell you it was a sad moment when I couldn't get on with the new owner, so he decided not to renew my contract. It was 28 years of happiness. But I'm sad and sorry to see it looking like this. Because, see, I don't see it like it is now. I see it as a fairyland of all painted and flowers, all bouquets of flowers along the side there. On the side of the stage, they had flowers coming out. You see, it took two people there. It was the holiday makers first, and there's me on the organ second. You had to have the two things.
It really keeps the people going, I think, especially when he's down the Lido. And I mean, he had a way with him, you know, people used to look forward to. In the mornings, it was lovely. But then then he made a record, it was lovely.
I've got all the tapes. And when we're not down here, we play them at home.
Do you pretend you're here when you're...
Yeah, we sit by the fire when it's cold, and imagine we're down here.
And when we're out in the garden, we have it there, and the neighbours always say, turn it up. I always say, close your eyes and think you're in Margate now.
Now then, here we go. Am I tiring you? Everybody! Now then, here we go. Oh, I love to go. I want to now, the other way, love. Where do you come from? On the bed, on the run. Are you doing nicely now? Now then, here we go. Oh, don't be moved by me. I wanted to get at the people. I realised that just sitting and playing the organ, you know, it wasn't enough. So I asked for requests. And at first I was overwhelmed, actually. They'd climb up onto the stage and, you know, we had disorder. So then I thought, well, the best thing we can do here is to get them to write it on a piece of paper. And, which we did. And that works. I got the deck chair attendant to bring them up to me. And then I thought I could make something out of this, so I used to say, well, write down on the piece of paper whatever you want me to murder.
Would you ask him if he'd finish off with Now Is the Hour this tonight, if he possibly could? Because we've enjoyed every afternoon so much.
I will.
That,
Yeah.
you know,
I'll get him to do that.
Tomorrow, the hour session.
Is it? You going back to Nottingham?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, smashing. Yeah. Well, I'll tell him to finish off with Now Is the Hour. Okay?
Now is the hour they want. Not now. Later. Later.
Okay. Two? You're being treated today.
being treated.
One now, and I'll pay for the other one next year.
What do you mean? Get out of it. No, you wouldn't.
When you're serving, you can't take notice of people creeping in.
But
I
when
don't
you
take
do
notice.
see them...
When I do see them, I let Murray know.
Yeah,
quite.
She sort of says, there's 3 over there.
There's 3 over here.
Yeah,
3 over
she's,
there,
you know,
there.
she's in
No?
blue and...
2, yeah.
Yeah, so I have to sort of follow them around. Actually, you know, sort of working class people are usually very honest and very nice. But you get the sort of very respectable classes. They are the worst, actually. And they will do all sorts of dodges to not pay.
Yeah, thanks. There you go. Thank you very much. Now we come to our 2 dancers. There's having your money.
Here we go then. First of all, now's the hour. Who's going to dance it to? Let's say goodnight. Doing nicely now. Here we go. On, they're all coming in.
Sit in comfort in the deck chair and watch him dancing if you don't feel like dancing.
Very relaxing, listening to the music.
Very relaxed.
Very good. Is there any particular songs that you like music?
Or anything.
Oh, as long as it's not rubbish. You know, all these wooden stuff.
We don't go for heavy metal.
No heavy metal. We don't want the heavy metal.
One favourite song, Moonlight and Roses. Yes. Well, that was when we first met. That's what we first learned in Moonlight Soldier to Moonlight and Roses.
That's the song that got you together.
Yes, yes.
Well, I have my little program. You see, I play all the tunes from wherever they come from. The Welsh, obviously, want Welsh tunes.
What do you play for?
It's got, well, there's a selection. I play that one, and then, of course, we go into all the other Welsh tunes. And this one, of course. And I don't do it now, but I used to play the Welsh national anthem. They'd all stand up, you know. Then the Scottish, of course. I belong to the land. Ding, dong, dang, dong, dang. Well, there's only one tearjerker that really comes to my mind. It's been asked for in the 35 years I've been here, and it's called this one. Sunshine on your smile. Then I used to get them to sing it as well, you know. Along with the, I think that was the biggest tearjerker, but then, of course, another one is this one, of course. Of course, when the wind blows up and it starts raining, you've got a different kettle of fish. But to me, it's part of the tradition to keep going. And I do keep going until it's almost impossible for me to play. My fingers get cold. And when it's very, very poor, I amuse the audience by playing a selection of Christmas carols. I've done that before. Anything to keep them happy. It's most important that I keep going.
life, isn't it, really? I mean, no doubt if I stopped working, I'd sit at home, I might die. Because I've got nothing to do. Who knows?
That's right, it keeps you going, doesn't
Keeps you
it?
going, keeps your mind occupied.
Keeps you going. See, I mean, she's 83 years old. What else would she do? You know, if she didn't do this,
I mean,
keeps her going, doesn't it?
I just think, yeah, this is not, you made a mistake, dear.
Sorry, just hang on to them.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
That's all right, don't mention it.
Why is it difficult to do it?
Because my arthritis, Don. You know, my shoulders won't work. I can't lift my arm up. I've got to push it up. And to dig that scoop in the ice cream, I can't do it. Look, I'm crippled, ain't I? My hands. That's why I'm always glad when Mari's here to do them. I mean, she does 4 before she goes, but they don't last a minute.
It gets very tough when it gets to the bottom, because it gets very cold. It's got to be exactly right to do it. Of course, the most modern method is those whirly things, but we can't leave anything like a whirly thing in here, because it's machinery, they're worth a lot of money. And if the vandals break in...
How do you do both? Tickets and ice cream?
Well, it's hard. Very hard. I rush back here, do about 4 ice creams, and then I rush out again and take some more tickets. At the ready.
What happens if they run off?
They run off, I run after them.
So are you ready? Got something to wave? Because I'm going to say cheerio to you. And away. I'll be broken. Oh, la, oh, la, 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 la.
Well, at the end of the week, I play a selection of goodbye cheers for everybody. They've hopefully had a good holiday. They've been with me a couple of 3 performances, and we've got to know each other. I've made them happy for a week of holiday, and now they're all going back home. It's a bit of a touching moment, really. Hopefully I'll see them again next year. I do see them, quite a few. The first thing they do is come down and see me at the Oval, see if I'm still there. But then, of course, the next day, beginning of the week, in comes a fresh lot, and we start all over again.
Bye-bye, everyone. See you again next year. Hello. Right then. Here we go then. I've got a bit of wire stuck here. Does that make any difference? Hello, dear. I saw you dancing. You were enjoying yourself.
Oh, very much.
Where'd you come from?
We come from Ramsgate.
Yeah, hello.
Ramsgate. I've come to
Yeah.
see you for many, many years.
Well,
when you were down at the
When you used to
LIDO.
go to Jamaica.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
How
they miles?
long ago was that when you
Well,
first
it
there?
was about 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, it must be.
Yeah, it must be.
Wasn't it going though, eh? That down there,
Yes.
terrific,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
But you're just as good up here.
Oh, well, it's nice.
Pauline.
I came in Monday.
Pauline and what?
John.
John, I see. Pauline and John. Happy days. Hope they were. Were they, love?
Yeah.
Had a good holiday?
Yeah, we've enjoyed it down there. We've
Yeah?
down there some
You haven't had bad weather. Happy
No, we
days. 1990. There we are, there. Well, cheerio then. See you next year.
Tony, very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
good to see you. You're the dancing ones, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, love, nice to see you. Bye-bye to you. Nice to see you, yeah. Had a good holiday.
Lovely.
All right, you're going back. Get out of it. We should be pleased to get shots of you lot.
I tell you, ever since I was 65, every year since I was 65, the end of every summer season, I've said to myself, well, that's me last. But somehow or the other, when the next summer comes round, I find myself sitting at the console, back at the old OVAL Bandstand. And I suppose it'll go on like that forever.